Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserreich as Hunan. Let us continue on from where we last left off. So, we have joined up with the Leguan clique. Chen Jiaoming is my best friend. Me and him together. You know what? We need a federalist system in China. So we've aligned our views in that. Oh, we can do army reform. Excellent. Very, very happy to see that. But so far, improve rural schooling. Very, very good. Because that allows us to invest in the countryside, which then allows us to move towards undermine the diarchs, and that should remove the penalty, right? Like, that's what I'm thinking we need to do? Yeah, undermine the diarchs. Excellent. So yeah, let's invest in the countryside now. We love the countryside. We love the rural folks. If you live in a small farm, by God, I love you so much. You're my best friend. Okay, war between the Hoi and the Buddhist. That is in my clique. Now, my clique, I don't actually know who you're aligned with. I think my clique is a little bit of a wild card. They'll kind of join any faction. You know, the Qing, the Federalists, the KMT. They'll kind of like, they're more opportunist than a lot of the other factions. Same mostly with Zhejiang. They will kind of join whoever. Tibet will kind of do the same thing. Most of these countries over here. East Turkestan won't. Of course, East Turkestan will align themselves with the Russians. And I very much doubt that we have any interest in going to war with Russia. Even after we unify China, it does not seem like a top priority. And again, we're gonna remember, we're playing as Hunan. You know, we're not playing as the Federalist. We're playing as Hunan. So this campaign is almost certainly going to end at some point when we just get randomly annexed by the Federalist government. Like, if we win the war for China, right, we win. Then the best scenario for us is that we just get annexed, integrated into the Federalist system. Okay, so we got the Nationalist Military Government. The KMT is officially... I like this flag. I like this kind of like yellow border here. But they have officially declared themselves to be a new government. We can undermine the diarchs. I might need to deploy more troops on the Nationalist front. It depends, but really if we push for the Nationalist force against the Qing first. The thing is, I don't trust the Nationalist. I don't trust the KMT. They hate me. Why are you making 100? They hold the core territory. Well, I guess you probably have cores over all of China, or at least claims. So you're going to do the 3rd Shantou Conference. We will be getting an event for that as well. Hopefully the Szechuan will also align with the Federalists. I mean, they are market liberal. They're Lu's clique, the Baoding. I don't know where they kind of align. We haven't played Szechuan. One of the few... I guess we're not going to say one of the few, but I guess we're like 50-50 on which Chinese sub-faction we played as before. But, you know, Szechuan's one of the ones we haven't. Same with Shaodong in the north. Again, those will be campaigns we do in the future. I don't know. I don't know when. Could be forever from now. I don't know. Like, what are good... While we're just kind of hanging out, you know, me and you. Maybe your name's like Bradley. I don't know. While we're just hanging out here, what are some good paths for Szechuan and for Shaodong? I know for Szechuan, I've heard the Federalist campaign, if you play as Szechuan, is actually really good. But I also believe I've heard that if you play, I think it's the National Populist, which I think, is that the Dog Meat General? I've heard that one could also be quite fun. But we undermine the diarchs. What else do we want to do? Do we want to start getting more military stuff? Some industrial bonuses. You know what? Actually, getting an industrial bonus would be good. So let's do crossroads of China. The Zhengxi diarchy in the west has generally been aligned with Governor Zhao's clique. Despite this, they serve as an obstacle for the burgeoning Hunanese democracy. Working within his powers as governor, Zhao has made several reforms in the west, curtailing Tan Jingzhao's official positions in terms of power, and using his forces to ensure that western villages' local representatives are those who will properly represent their villages, rather than serving the interests of the diarchy. These reforms aren't without their opponents. The diarchy controls a notable amount of seats in the assembly, who made their best attempts to block the reforms on the assembly floor. Support against them came from, much to our own surprise, many of the assemblymen voted on the Kuomintang ticket, seemingly finding the western diarchy, a port of warlords, as more intolerable than Governor Zhao is. Chief among these members was a former governor, Tan Yangkai, who gave an impassioned speech in favor of the reforms. We know not what his intentions were behind this, nor what benefit it will be to provide him, but we are certainly grateful for his assistance in removing warlord influence in Hunan. The paternal autocracy is going to go down significantly. We can now arrest Teng Xiaoming. Arresting Teng Xiaoming. With Governor Zhao's position fortified and position secured, we can finally move against one of the biggest thorns on our side, Tang Jiangming. With the bad blood between the two men running deep, ever since Tang ran Zhao threw him in a Beijing prison on Yang Shikai's orders, Zhao has never held the man in good light, despite both having Zili sympathies. The governor has just given an order to the commander of Hunan's 1st Division, He Yaozhu, to take the army to Yueyang and formally arrest Tang. Only a few hours after the order was given, He Yuzhao was outside the city, when Tang Xiaoming's garrison came out and skirmished against He's forces. Ultimately, Tang was outmatched and retreated across the border. While this sadly means Zhao was unable to arrest Tang, it does mean that he can no longer pose a threat to our democracy. Excellent. So I'm guessing he probably ran to the Szechuan clique, or maybe he... Well, where was he? He was in no city that's actually worth being on the map. Okay, so he's in like some small village. That is okay. Do we want to do anything with you? I mean, it costs 100. It's fairly cheap. But, fuel gain per oil. Division. I mean, division limit goes up, but, you know, we're only like halfway at our limit right now. Do we want to deploy more units? 1,000 rifles. You guys cost 900. No artillery support. We do have 100 in storage. We could maybe theoretically like throw one support artillery on this. Negative 20. We have 2 of you, 10 of you. What are you? You're also garbage. I mean, you know what we could do? Let's make this into at least a 10. Can I make you into a 18 combat with? And you'll just be the one to have artillery support in them. 900 rifles. Looks good. We'll save this bad boy up. And we'll train, let's just say 2 more. For the cavalry, let's get like maybe 2 more of them as well. I know cavalry are not like the greatest thing in the world. But, I mean, if they can move quickly, that's really what I'm looking for. Attending the 3rd Shantou Conference. With his position secure in the Guangzhou Federalist Government, Chen Jiaming has invited us to the 3rd Shantou Conference. We attended the first 2 conferences in 1924 as members of the Federalist Movement, which led to mixed results as our movement failed to end the war between the North and the South. We expect that, this time, Chen Jiaming is aiming to form a new national government based on his ideals for a democratic and federal China, which he believes is the only way for the Chinese people to be free and prosperous. If we are to attend and agree to the Reconstruction Plan, it is clear that we will eventually have to adopt the Federalist Constitution, transfer power to an elected assembly, and more importantly, have our armies absorbed into central command. While this is not ideal for us, Chen's ideas have grown popular in southern China, and joining him will help stabilize our province and put us in a prominent position in the movement. So we accept, because we're a puppet, we can't really say no to that. And Szechuan, what have you done? Okay, modern province, reform civil service, Buddhist influence, civic nationalism, and the Declaration of the United Province. Hey, Szechuan, you beautiful bastard. The delegates of the conference have agreed to Chen's reconstruction plans, and has soon finished a draft for the declaration. Chen Jiaming declares that the Qing government to be illegitimate, and the formation of a new national government in Guangzhou, the United Provinces of the Republic of China. The conference then elected him as the provincial chief executive for the United Provincial Council, promptly announcing another conference to draft the provisional constitution for the Federalist government. Our province has been formally invited to join the Federalist government, and we're expected to join Chen Jiaming against the monarchists and militarists in the north and petty party dictators in the east. Okay, so Szechuan has now joined our faction. They have brought in 1137. Now, kind of a weird thing, because we're both puppets of the Federalist government, but we're not actually allied, right? I think until we're actually at war, we won't be able to see how many troops Szechuan has, or even be able to walk into their borders, even though we are all puppets. Theoretically, we're allies. Like, the game just doesn't allow me to do anything with that. Military High Command. Reinforcement rate plus 6% and organization loss. I mean, that's quite nice. Artillery Expert could be good as well. Initiative plus 4%. I mean, we never really see you, huh? When was the last time we saw somebody that had these modifiers? You know what? You interest me just enough that I will take you. Give me radio intelligence, man. I don't think I've ever seen him. Or maybe I always bypassed him and I just have never noticed. Which I would not put past myself. So I have no template still for support equipment. 600 of this, so we probably should use it for something. I mean, engineering company, we would need more guns, but that's fine. We can throw that in this. We can use up our support equipment that we do have. 320 in storage. How many guns do we produce? 20 a day. And if we're missing 1,500, that'd be, yeah, a few months. will be resolved pretty soon. And what else do we have in here? The Acts, the Rights of Man. The extra research slot would actually be quite nice. 10% stability. 15% cheaper advisors as well. A little bit extra political cost. So I actually just want to move straight down to a Democratic stronghold. Yeah, probably actually would make the most sense. So we have 2 days left in U. That's going to give us the construction speed. Not that that's like really that incredible for us. Balance the books. What is our penalty actually for our economy? Population. I mean, it's honestly not that bad because again, we don't really have an industry. Warlord era inadequacies. The agricultural crisis also is like not great, but it's also honestly not that bad. So I think we will just continue on. Let's encourage some legislative debates. We'll move our way down towards the Democratic stronghold focus. Resolving the financial crisis. With the grand majority of Hunan's industrial production being situated within our primary cities of Changsha and Chengde, they shall be the primary focus in the government's efforts to financially recover and develop a new economy for a new Hunan. For over a decade, Hunan has seen its industrial heartland rot and decay due to mismanagement, war, repression, and chaos. Hunan's industrialists flee for brighter pastures. Its workers stuck with their chains, and community of nepotism and incompetence have developed within its core. This stagnant state of affairs has not only been a detriment to the province's attempt to prosper, yet not is all poor, for Hunan's urban worker population remains steadfast and dedicated to their roles in the workforce, and they are moderately trained in technical skills. Alongside this, Hunan is a province rich in agriculture and mineral resources that only need a concentrated effort to capitalize on. Even further, Hunan's connection with the Guangzhou-Beijing Railway lends to its excellent bridge point to expand other markets within the nation and outside. Split between the two camps, Governor Zhao Hengtai is left with a considerable decision to deliberate. His leftist coalition partners are urging the governor to focus on insular autocratic approach so that the province's workers may prosper under state guidance. On the other hand, his own parties rally against such attempts at central nationalization, considering it to be no better than socialism from the onset. Instead, they propose that Hunan merely needs to embrace the benefits brought forth by foreign capital and investors. For such avenues can grant Hunan considerable growth and overcome any consequences that may arise in the future. Weighing his choices, the governor has only to make the final decision. Global markets brought upon us. We fools try again. Let's open the global markets. Let's kind of align more with our own party. We're not going to go extremely leftist on this. I'm guessing that's maybe listening to some of the KMT, because again, the KMT does have some support within Hunan, right? They have some elected seats here. I mean, even the Chinese Syndicalist Party has a little bit of support in the country as well. Even though they're by all means they're on the margins of the society, margins of government, they are still there, and it's something we do need to be aware of. So Szechuan's just hanging out. Now again, Szechuan does have some claims in Tibet. Theoretically, actually, I do see that you're sending some volunteers here. So you know what? If our allies are sending volunteers to my clique, then I feel like it probably is in our best interest to do so as well. And you know what? We'll send in the cavalry division, the one that did capture Nanning. So congratulations. We'll send you forward to support another civil war. Portugal joining Entente. And I guess, I mean, do we want to send you north to Mongolia, or do we want to send you south to Tibet? Again, Szechuan might directly go to war with Tibet in order to capture some territory, which will inevitably drag us into conflict as well, because again, we're all puppets of the Federalist. But I am worried about the nationalists here, right? Like, they're right on their border. They have to, at some point, declare war on us. Like, they have casus bellis here to do so, so they will do it eventually. It's just a matter of when. Okay, let's assign you to this province. I think that seems like a good spot. Let's throw you under Chang Guizhen, and we'll throw you under a field marshal as well. We only have one, so never mind. We will simply not do that. That's okay. Send our cavalry forward. Got our radio. Give me the research speed. Now, we are pretty lackluster in terms of research slots, so we probably do want to get the focus that'll give me an extra one sooner rather than later. Here, 35 days. To probably do this immediately I mean, do I need it immediately? Also, the nationalist military is just fighting against us, which I knew was going to happen. You know, that was just a guaranteed outcome. So get the rights of man. Let's deploy a handful more divisions down here. And you know what? Let's drag this down into our allies' territory as well. How many troops does the KMT have? They've immediately declared war on us. Okay, then. So that means our volunteer is going to get recalled immediately. Let's go for army regrouping. Get a massive reinforcement rate on this. We then want to join your war. And we can move in immediately. I want this cavalry division to go straight to Junyi. And then we can move our way towards Kunming. Again, if we can control all of southern China, I do not, under any circumstances, want to fight a two-front war. We do not want to fight against the nationalist while also fighting against the Qing. That'll be really, really bad for us. Now, if we can get the Qing to fight defending government and Guangzhou government at the same time, that would benefit us. See the difference here. Okay. Lovely encirclement. I want you here. And you've done your job. Okay, excellent. So 3 divisions moving our way down south. Do I actually want to move this cavalry? I think I have to ask for military access for you, which is very, very, very annoying, but that's fine. We're going to send you here, please. Do not turn on night and day mode. Strategically mobilize you over to the other side. And I'm hoping this will be a fast war. You know, I don't want to be fighting any longer than we have to. There's Kunming. Provisional Constitution of the United Provinces. A commission consisting of delegates from the provinces officially adopted a constitution for the United Provinces of the Republic of China, which will soon be ratified by the Provincial Assembly. A unified federal China is one step closer to a reality, at least in the south. Okay. The 163 political powers. Is there anything we can do in here? Hunan is. We've 802 days to finish this. Okay, so it's good to know that we're actually on a timer. Radio propaganda, I don't think we need it so much. I mean, let's at least... We'll go to early mobilization, at least for now. Should be okay. I want to have one division just always by Kunming. I just want to know what they're up to at any given moment. Szechuan. 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14. They have a decent-sized army. Our volunteer has now arrived. Send you to the front. Szechuan wants to give me some equipment. I will not say no to that one. Yeah, so they're leaving Kunming. This is actually exactly what I wanted them to do because I know the AI is bad. So if you can, like, leave Kunming for, like, 1 second, that'd be really great. Okay, so we have Gyeongyang over here. Because you're worth 20. You're worth 3. You're worth 3. Dali is worth 5. So Kunming probably on its own is not going to be enough to capitulate. But it's still going to be really, really nice for us. Santiago's collapsed. I don't need... actually, your 2 cavalry divisions. Why is one of you already halfway dead? I'm not even too sure. But that's okay. Now, they are reinforcing Kunming. Probably... the last thing I wanted was for them to put more troops there, but can't really do anything about that. Szechuan wants non-aggression pact. Again, we are allies. You know, like we're under the same government. We can try to maybe push here to get our way down towards Mengji. Because you're going to fall in a moment, which is excellent. Let's foster democratic traditions. Our own Bill of Rights. Hunan's provincial constitution has already confers a number of rights to its citizens, including habeas corpus, Article 6, the right to own private property, Article 7, the freedom of religion, which is Article 10, freedom of association, Article 12, the right to bear arms, Article 13, and compulsory universal education, Article 21. These are major advancements for our cause. We must work to reinforce these rights and add more, including the right to free speech, right to criticize the government, and freedom of the press. While all 3 are de facto rights under Zhao's administration, we cannot ensure the others will follow the governor's precedent. As such, Governor Zhao met with many of the brightest minds in Hunan, gathering a collection of intellectuals, and hosted a conference to give Hunan its own Bill of Rights, further codifying the current protections in the Constitution, and reinforcing them with the new rights stated above. After a long debate among the different intellectuals, the conference has righted a resounding success, and Zhao has used his own personal clout and political acumen to push it through the assembly, allowing to pass the vote in pure form, and assuring more rights for every citizen for our province. But I will say, with a new Bill of Rights, the unification of the federalist government, and a war against the nationalists, this will be a good time for us to end off this episode for today. So if you have enjoyed, give it a thumbs up. Not enjoyed, give it a thumbs down. You want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.